YouTube, man, what the hell going on? It's your boy Rex here, and today we're gonna react to a video by Impressive. Monique's son, Shalin exposed her for being a liar and an absentee mom. Ain't that what D.L. Hughley said? But I don't know. I don't know the situation. Um, that'd be messed up if she was, but you know, I don't have too much to say to that. Oh yeah, and happy Valentine's Day to all the people, all the lovers, everybody. Hope you have a great day, blessed day. You know what I'm saying? Love and happiness and all that good old shit. But anyway, we're gonna hop into the video and see what the hell going on.
Lee pointed it out as well. In fact, when he was going back and forth with Monique, he brought up the fact that she's not close to her son.
How do you have sweet babies
The hell, motherfucker.
when your own babies don't with you? Do this. Let's decide that you will treat my children like you treat yours, like you don't know them, invisible, like you have no relationship with them, like you're estranged.
Now, the reason why he said this is because Monique brought up his family when they were going through their tit for tat. And also, Monique herself revealed that she's not closest to her oldest son on her interview with Club Shay Shay. Now, I thought it was interesting that Monique didn't really go into detail about the issue between her and her son. She goes into detail about her issues with everybody else, but with her son, she left out a lot of information.
I ain't know Monique even
I
had
wanted the
children.
world to know me. And then once I had a son, right? I was very young when I had my first son. I didn't want him to have to go to a college because that was all that my parents could afford. I wanted him to be able to do whatever he wanted to do, and there was a sacrifice in it,
Never seen these pictures before.
right? Because when you're trying to go get it,
Monique
you
look
missing
good.
this right here.
Either
you
one.
miss a lot.
the nurturing,
Yes,
you miss all of that.
yes.
So, all of that had to
Right.
be dealt with. So now with this group, with my second set of children,
Man, Nick had 3
I'm a
fucking
different mother
kids.
than I was then. So my whole thing is, even right now,
All of them look like they daddy.
we want to make sure that when we leave here,
All
our
look
babies
like
are
they
good,
daddy.
and their babies are good.
You said your first son
Yes.
that
I didn't
you're
know
trying
she
to
had
get,
kids.
but it robbed you of a lot of things of a mother-son relationship,
It did.
and so you made sure not
Oh,
to
she
make
got
the
they got
mistake
each other
this
nose,
time around.
cheeks.
What's your relationship like? Is he resentful of that?
We're still very much separated.
Okay.
Damn.
And it's one of those things where you have to pray to the universe and say, let time do the healing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Right.
That's it. Let time do that healing. It may heal it in time and it may not.
Right.
And that's something that we as parents have to say, listen.
Right.
I don't know how to feel about that situation, but it's easy to pick up a phone and call. Just see, hey, how you doing? You good? You need anything? Or just say, hey, I'm still your mother, still your father. I'm still here. You need me? Just call, check in, happy birthday. I mean, so I don't know if they do that. Don't know. I'm just saying, not to talk to somebody, not to talk to your own child is crazy. Not to talk to your own child at all is crazy. That is crazy. These check in on them. Just see how they doing. Then I feel like that'll make it faster. But time healing all that shit. If you want time to do it, then eventually he's gonna need you, or eventually you're gonna need him. Just sit down and talk is all you can do. Cause it ain't at the end of the day what she did. I don't know their situation, but if she went in her life, she went in his life because of the fame, and she wanted to, probably get a level of success. Hey, it's messed up, but that's just, I guess that's what it come with. Shit, I don't think it has to come with that, but I'm guessing it does. Back then, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Who fucking knows? I don't fucking know. But it ain't hard to fucking call. They might not want to talk to you, but eventually one day they're gonna want to talk to you. Cause my thing is, time will keep going no matter your problem. Time go keep going. You don't want to get to a situation where something happen, somebody get hurt or something. You're like, damn, if I would have been there, or if I would have been, closer, I kind of feel bad and all that shit. So that's how I feel. If I had a problem with one of my family members or something, at least I'll try. I don't know if they did, know if they didn't. Maybe they'll tell you, maybe they won't. But at least try.
Right.
I've done what I could do. have taken accountability for it.
Okay.
Now it's up to you.
Oh, okay. See?
So that's what Monique had to say about her relationship with her oldest son. Her oldest son, by the way, is named Shalon Watkins Jr. That's what he goes by on TikTok. But his name is Shalon. And he actually responded to what Monique said. And he basically put Monique on blast for not having any real desire to reach out to him
See?
or build a relationship with him. And right now, Monique only has a real relationship with the 3 children she has with her husband, Sidney Hicks. So they kind of left the oldest son out of the fold. But it is clear that, Monique probably was not the best mother. And some would say that she probably was a deadbeat mother because she wasn't really present like that. She was more focused on getting to the bag. And while her intentions may have been good, she really ended up neglecting her oldest son. But this is what Shalon had to say. Listen to this.
Hi, I am Shalon. I am a stand-up comedian, Monique's oldest son. I guess I felt the need to make this video to just provide some context into this false narrative about her praying to the universe in order to reconcile our relationship or whatever the hell it is. I wrote it all down so that way I don't go all over the place and get emotional or anything like that. So I'm gonna talk like I'm reading a script, but it's just gonna help me kind of stay together.
I'll be going all over the place. I don't give a fuck.
Interview
Yeah, I know what I
she
mean.
did, where
Shit.
she states that she prays to the universe in regards to reconciling our relationship, as I stated, is odd. My mother and I both know that that is a very false narrative, and I would like to free her of having to continue telling that lie. Faith without work is dead, and neither one of us cares to put forth any effort to reconcile with the other.
See?
We are separate, as she put it, because she doesn't care to be my mother any more than I care to be her son.
Damn.
Neither one of us has had the desire to reach out to the other in a very long time, and
See what I mean? Just like he doing this video instead of doing this is how people do shit now. So they rather run to the internet rather than calling the person. Hey, this is how you feel. But I guess this is a way they can both hear each other out rather than call. If that makes sense. That's just how people do shit now. They rather run to the internet. Then okay, that's your side. Okay, well maybe she put out a video. Okay, this ain't what happened. Did he look at the video? I mean, shit's weird, but that's just how they do shit now.
I don't think that either of us anticipates that feeling ever returning. Speaking with my mother directly, in my experience, will either lead to some odd newfound moment of clarity in regards to how she was as my mother, or she retreats back to daddy to move forward with a conversation. And I'm tired of hearing my mother's truths. Newsflash, I'm not sure if people know, but standing in your truth doesn't make you noble. I'm not sure if people are aware of that. But responding this way, I feel as though it allows me to say my piece uninterrupted. To those wondering, well, why say something now? Call it a form of therapy for me, I suppose.
Yeah, that too.
But when her daddy had intentionally stated that they have 3 sons, but his wife is on the internet talking about the 4th son in a video that has millions of views, that rubbed me the wrong way. But anyway, to inform a child that you are not interested in being a mother at a time when that kid is the only kid that has the potential to lead a child to believe that you are not interested in them specifically. But to take it a step further, you also admit, my mother had also admitted to me that she didn't do the best job that she could do, which would also make one begin to question, all of your past decisions and prior emotional interactions. But to be completely honest and fair, those were things that I was willing to get over. Nobody's perfect, we're all human. But my mother showed a clear lack of humility, compassion, and consideration when taking any level of accountability for those things. My mother does a fantastic job of acknowledging a lot of things, but she doesn't take accountability very well, and anything that she may take true accountability for, it's only at her convenience, in my experience. But if I had to guess, though, her interest in being a mother probably started around the time that she married her daddy and had his children. But that interest, obviously
Why do they keep calling this man daddy? What's this man name? What is this man name? Shit is weird. I understand, her situation with her husband, and she called him daddy and all that. But why is he calling him that? What's this man name? Am I the only one? Yeah, maybe I'm looking too hard into it. But anyway, I mean, if she don't want to take accountability, maybe she could, like he said, she can see it all day. She can, but if she don't want to take accountability, then that's where stuff get ugly. That's where stuff get ugly. Stuff get mixed. I feel like this would help both of them get to a place. Okay, this is what we need to do to move forward. This is what happened. At least they're talking about it. That's a good step. At least they're talking about it. But what's her husband's name?
seemed one-sided, and as it should have been. By that time, I'm in my late teens, so to some degree, the excuse me, the neglect becomes easier to hide or validate. I guess you could say there are now two baby boys in the house, that require attention. But still, during that time, however, I still watched her enjoy the love and admiration of total strangers more than my own. To this very
That's fucked
day,
up.
my mother has never expressed to me when, if ever, she became interested in me as her son. That did lead me down a path of questioning my self-worth and struggling to understand the value of a mother in a child's life. In the interview, she also states that she gave me an apology, but an apology to a son from a mother that consciously showed no interest in him holds no weight. There are still women to this day that my mother will give credit to for being more of a mother to me than she ever could. Her assistant, my cousin, being one of them.
Damn, that's fucked
Every
up.
time, though, that my mother would state that she was right here whenever I was ready, that ideology still blows my mind today, that a person could openly admit to being an uninterested, not put my best foot forward type of parent and be so self-centered that they still express to the kid, you have to come to me when you're ready. You got to come to me for us to make this right. Okay. But I'm not sure what my mother could possibly think that she has shown me in the past or have for me now that's not money, goodness gracious, that would make me want to come to her or whatever those feelings are supposed to be. A mother is supposed to be the first woman that a boy falls in love with. I loved my mother very much, but my mother loved things more than she loved me, and she would validate her love for me by giving me things and would proceed to call me ungrateful or inconsiderate if said things did not have the desired effect.
So she just tried to flower him with gifts to make him seem like she was a great mom. Is what I'm getting out of this. That's all I'm getting out of this. She just tried to throw money at him or try to buy him whatever he want instead of actually spending time with him. Cause eventually that shit get old. That shit get old. Like you said, a kid, first love should be his mom. But if she just throwing you gifts at first, that shit abide by the time. But as you get old, you like, man, goddamn, where my mom at? Cause the only thing I'm getting is gifts. I'm getting everything I want, but I want my mom at the end of the day. So, that void, like I said, this is a step towards them, talking. Even though they're not talking to each other, I'm 100% sure she looked at this video.
Fact. I couldn't imagine what it's like to be her, though. To ask God for what you want, and then He gives you what you need, though, only for you to ignore it and have the audacity to ask God for something else. And I'm glad I don't. I'm glad I didn't do that. And when He told you no, you went to the universe instead. By no means, though, do I want to give off any type of an impression that I am a victim of anything. It's not the case. As you can see, I'm smiling from ear to ear. I'm alive. I'm happy. I'm a dad. I'm healthy, I think. I drink a lot of water. I'm getting over a cold now. I still have my days just like everybody else. And, there were a few things that she did teach me along the way. I did learn how not to love from my mother. I also learned to make sure that I never lose so much of who I am that I have to validate it through another person. And though I feel as though, in hindsight, I think she did it reluctantly, I do appreciate my mother, for showing me what the top of the mountain looks like. You know what I'm saying? It did give me perspective on what hard work and dedication can get you.
Yeah.
But I don't want something like that at the cost of giving up something that I created. I don't want it that bad. And speaking of creations, I genuinely, truly, I really did want my mother to have a relationship with my daughter. I even fought through those intrusive thoughts that were, if she wasn't interested in you, what makes you think she's going to be interested in your kid? But it took my mother no time at all to prove that those intrusive thoughts were correct.
Damn, that's fucked
But what I
up.
can say, good for her, the universe did, bless her with three other sons. Bless her with three other sons. And God willing, I'm sure that one of them, all three of them are adults now. So I'm sure that one of them, God willing, if not all three of them, will make her the grandmother that she wants to be.
Damn, that's fucked up.
I still look forward, to that moment for her.
That's fucked up. You doing the same thing to him you doing to his child. That's fucked up. At least you would think she would want to be in a child like, well, I wonder what the other children are like. I swear to God, I ain't know my nigga had kids. I ain't know nothing about that. She kept them motherfuckers under wrap. I just didn't know. But yeah, it's coming out now. It don't look too good, but like I said, it's a step forward. Talking on the internet is a step forward. That's how I look at it. So, damn, that's fucked up. You don't want to be in your daughter, granddaughter, or grandson life.
For her. But overall,
That's fucked
when
up.
it comes to the boys, though, I am happy that whenever they do hear me talk, sorry, my phone did something weird, but whenever they hear me talk, they don't know what it is. They can't relate to what it is that I'm saying. My experience with my mother is not their experience.
Yeah.
With our mother. So my prayer for her and them is that they continue to see her the way that they see her now. I do also want to make sure that I say thank you to my mother for giving me life. Without that moment in time, I wouldn't have had my little one. But outside of that moment, there isn't anything that either of us has to offer the other. In
Damn,
my
that's
opinion,
hard.
it's a waste of God's time in the universe.
This is hard to watch because my mother always been there for me. So this is hard to watch. This is difficult to watch when somebody, especially somebody famous, you would think got the money, got everything they want, but they just neglect what they. Is the mailman? Oh, it's the mailman. They neglect what they need, or brought into life. It's crazy. Yeah, that's messed up, man. That's messed up. So it's messed up in this situation. Cause I can't say too much about the situation because I really don't know. Like I said, so. But man, I just know him talking about it seemed like he just so hurt that he even talking about it. Cause that's crazy. You would think people that got all the money don't have problems. They have problems just like us. It's crazy. She got 3 kids and 4 kids, and one of them just let it feel X'd out. That's crazy. It's crazy for me to fathom.
It's time for praying for something that you were not willing to put forth any effort to obtain. Putting the work into becoming Monique is more important to my mother than being my mother. And I do not believe that it was never about her being there and waiting for me, but it was supposed to be about me being there and waiting for her. My mother's value had reached such a low point in my life that I no longer found it necessary to either want to wait for her or even go to her. But like I said, man, I'm super grateful that she has the opportunity to do it all over again. I'm happy for her. I hope the Cat Williams tour goes well, but the narrative that she prays for us to reconcile is a false narrative. It's not real, and I'd appreciate it if she stopped saying stuff like that.
Damn, that's fucked
This
up.
was a lot. There's a lot to unpack with this. And I did see
Damn,
where
that's
Monique
fucked
and her
up.
husband responded to Shalon. Well, it was really more so her husband responding to him than her. And I thought that was odd, but I'm going to play the clip and give you my thoughts on it afterwards.
I never
Watch
heard this man talk.
There's some people that are saying, oh, you should be ashamed of your mothering skills. You should be ashamed of yourself. This is what I'll say. Let's let it play out. Because the same ones that said to me, I was crazy, I was deranged, we watched it play out. So just like with my son, we'll watch this play out. And I do want to address this though, Shalon. When you say her daddy, then that's when mommy gonna say stop playing, because you know this has been Uncle Sid your whole life. Uncle Sid knew you before you knew you. So for you to say her 3 sons, yes, you're absolutely right. He has 3 sons. He can't claim you as his son because he's always been Uncle Sid, and he knows your daddy very well.
And love that brother. And the irony of all of this is not what is said, but what's left off.
Yes.
See, you're leaving off the fact that the last time we laid eyes on you, your mother got you everything you needed for the newborn baby about 3 years ago. You're forgetting about how I, from Georgia, am talking you through getting your car after we gave you the half of the down payment for it, and you were 31 years of age, 32 years of age at that point. And I'm negotiating the deal with the dealer for you as you sit there. And you have the vehicle you're driving right now because of your mother. These are the things that you're leaving out when you're expressing what you're expressing in reference to your mother. You're not expressing the relationship that you have with your father, where you spoke ill to him, not to mention spoke ill to your mother, but somehow your mother and father and I all have a loving relationship and communicate back and forth because of the love that we have for you. I forgot to have my phone to read the last text message that I gave to you, Shalon, where I told you about the understanding of how you are speaking to a woman and how you as a man and how you perceive things may be completely different from how your wife, how your mother, how your sister, how your daughter will look at things. And when you learn how to communicate a little bit better, then things will happen a little bit better. You young man, because of the challenges that this young brother has had with mental illness. So
I'm sorry to be chuckling. When I hear my son, when I hear you, Shalon, talk about money and stuff, it's like, baby, as I told you when you were younger, I told you as a man, don't let nobody introduce you to me. You know who your mama is.
And when folks speak in reference to calling your seed, sometimes, especially when your seed decided to call things off with you because you didn't move for a 34-year-old, 32-year-old man in the time that he wanted to do, because you as a mother, you as an entertainer, you as an actress, you as a grandmother, you as a wife, allotted the time to see him, but he put.
I don't know how to feel about this. Like I always say, it's probably just communication, miscommunication. They're talking to a camera instead of actually talking to him to see where something went wrong. I know where it seemed like it went wrong from what he said with his mama, but now, you know, you can keep talking about what she didn't do, what she didn't do, what she didn't do. And like he said, she not trying to reconcile or trying to move forward. It seems like she won't take accountability. You can't change that. But I don't know. What can you do? What can you do? Because they saying one thing, he's saying a total another other thing. So at that point, you just got to, pick up the phone. Hey, we need to meet somewhere. Hey, we need to talk. Hey, we need to see where something went wrong besides, what he did, when she did when he was younger. See, can you move forward? That's all you can do. You can keep moving backwards all you want. It's just going to make you mad. It's going to piss you off. You ain't going to get nowhere moving backwards. It might take some time to understand, but eventually, like you said, the child going to get older. You're going to get older. Everybody going to get older. So you can be mad all you want. Everybody's gonna get older. People gonna die. And then you're gonna be sitting there mad or sad, like, man, I should have just moved forward in my life, make sure she was in, my child life, and stuff like that. That's how I look at it. It's hard to look at it like that, but that's just, at the end of the day, you just gotta move forward. You just gotta move forward. You gotta keep pushing, cause time don't go backwards. I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen time go backwards. Shit keep going forward.
Pushed you away. But then when it's time for him and it doesn't work for you, now it's a problem. Listen, it comes a point in time where when you become a man, when you become a woman, it is your obligation to do for you. To do for you. At 31, brother, 32, I'm sitting there on a conversation at the behest of your mother. Why? For you. Because I love my nephew. And we still love you, Shalon. That's why your mother and your father interact with one another, to let them be aware of what's happening with you. So if you think you're not loved, that's because you're not paying attention. And there are other dynamics that fall into play, in which we completely understand. And for you too, we're going to keep the light on for you. But I find it extremely ironic that the last time you saw me, you wanted to be able to call me dad. And I couldn't allow you to call me dad, because there's only one dad in your life. And he's a friend of ours.
Come on.
He's a friend of ours.
So this was their response to Monique's son, Shalon. And honestly, I wish Monique was the one who addressed this. I think she sat back and allowed Sydney to address it, because
Sydney,
it gives her a way to wiggle out of accountability. She has her husband defending her and calling out Shalon for being ungrateful for the stuff that Monique has done for him. They mentioned that Monique bought his daughter some things and Sydney helped get him a car. They mentioned the things that they've done for him financially, but it takes more than money and gifts to improve a relationship. It really takes quality time. And unfortunately, Monique did not give Shalon that quality time that he needed when he was younger. And this is why they have the issues they have now. Her son was not a priority, and he felt neglected, and that hurt is still festering to this day. To be honest, Monique was too busy chasing money. She was too busy chasing the love from the world and the love from her husband to really focus on cultivating a relationship between her and her son. And I'm not going to say that Monique is all to blame. I don't know all that the son has done to her. They did mention that he doesn't really speak to her in a respectful manner, and that could be due to his own hurt and bitterness towards her. They also brought up the fact that he had some issues with his mental health, which I thought was unnecessary to speak on, but I think they were just trying to show that, okay, the son has some issues on his end, but it still doesn't change the fact that Monique wasn't there for him when he needed her. She neglected him, and this is why they're in the situation.
I mean, yeah, she did neglect him, and that's causing his pain and problems now. But like I said, he is on this. I mean, he can hold on to it as long as he wants to, but you're not going to get nowhere doing that. If they both in a relationship, unfortunately, you can't go backwards. Like I said, you cannot. What's done is done. It's fucked up to say, but you can't go backwards. You cannot go backwards. You got to move forward. You just got to do it for his child now. She just got to be in his child life. I don't know if she put in the effort. I don't know if he put in the effort, but somebody will have to put in the effort. You just can't be on the internet talking shit all day, because you ain't going to get nowhere doing this shit. I promise you, you won't. So, yeah, I got an opinion on it. Speak on it. Anything. I don't know. Peace out. Hope y'all have a good Valentine's Day. I really don't give a fuck what y'all do. I'm just playing. But I hope y'all have a good Valentine's Day. Don't drink too much. Don't make another child. But, you niggas be crazy. Do that over. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if y'all got y'all opinion or something on it, just let me know. I would love to hear y'all opinion on the situation, because it's crazy. But anyway, hope y'all have a good Valentine's Day. Enjoy you and yours, and hopefully you striving for the best year it can be. Anyway, peace out. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Peace.